Jesus mingled with people. This title alone says so much. Through these studies, we're trying to see what Jesus has in mind for his church.
And the lesson starts with a very strong, thoughtful, and emotional story of how sometimes our compassion, sympathy, can mean so much for those who we bless. People will see us either like Jesus or not. Simply as that. As long as we act, we do like Jesus, we will be seen as Jesus.
And this is the whole point. This world needs Jesus desperately. Our communities need Jesus. And Jesus died so he can respond to this need. He touched our lives, and now he needs us to become part of this process. Ellen White concludes that there is only one way to do this right. She says, Christ's method alone will give true success in reaching the people. The Savior mingled with men as one who desired their good. He showed his sympathy for them, ministered to their needs, and won their confidence. Then he bade them, "Follow me."
Jesus had the formula for success. His way of approach to people was methodical and consistent. First, he mingled with people as one who desired their good. Second, he sympathized with them. Third, he ministered to their needs. Fourth, with all of the above, he won their confidence. And fifth, he invited them, "Come, follow me." Sounds so logical.
And simple, yet so deep and powerful. The next 5 lessons are dedicated to each one of these points.
And as we're looking at this lesson, the first step of approach, mingling, the question arises, to what extent should we go and mingle? What are the limitations of our effort on who qualifies for our attention? And is there any boundary beyond where people don't qualify for a visit or a dialogue with us? And Jesus was explicit by telling us and showing us that everybody who is lost qualifies. The lost sheep, the lost coin, the prodigal son, the Samaritan woman, the Roman centurion, and even the publicly exposed prostitute. All they qualified.
The people most comfortable around Jesus were sinners, while the ones most uncomfortable were the so-called saints. If we manage to not get ourselves into self-defending mode, this can be life-changing. Is it possible that by trying to be a good Christian, I am actually living in apostasy? Russell Burrow, in his book How to Grow an Adventist Church, is very direct. He says, "For too long, Adventists have isolated themselves in safe havens and ghettos as if the rest of the world did not exist. That time has ended. We cannot, we dare not live in apostasy any longer. It is time to enter the community as individuals and as a church." End of quotes.
In the middle of the lesson, I came to the point where I had to ask myself the question, what really to mingle with other people means? Some people imagine it as a mission to leave their safe compound, jump over the fence in the unsafe worldly premises, go minister to other people, and run back in his or her safety. And at this line of thoughts, the lesson dares to ask us the question, how many non-Adventist friends do you have? Because mingling presumes we have created friendships, we have created long-term relationships, doesn't it? Just like Jesus had them.
But as the guy from the story in the lesson, we are often proud to not have such friends. There is the fear that we can get corrupt by the world. But isolating is a disastrous approach. It's true that we are weak, but it's not about us. It's about Jesus and the world in need.
And no doubt, we don't like the world as it is. According to Paul in the letter to the Philippians, he says that we live in the midst of a crooked generation, and let's be realistic about it. But are we able to have this hope for a change, hope for new beginnings, hope for people's lives being transformed the same way Jesus had this hope? We should be able to open up to the world and share. Instead, most of the times we close our doors and we protect ourselves. And as a consequence of this excuse to protect ourselves, we become nothing else but judgmental. Nothing even close to what Jesus represented.
Are we a church in the city, a church for the city, or a church with the city? Three kinds of churches, as per Robert Linthicum in his book Empowering the Poor. Many of us are churches in the city, with no contact with the community at all. Some of us are churches for the city. We think that we know what they need, but are irrelevant and we have no idea what we are doing. Would we dare be churches and people that mingle with the community, that listen to their need, that work with them to define the goal, and that are active to be a free of help? Churches with the community.
Jesus desired their good. This is the title of the next lesson, so please come join us next week.